This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on out there, everybody? Welcome to another episode of a Cincy fan talking with LP, and of course, this is LP. Welcome back to the humble pod, good people. Been gone for a couple of weeks. Been doing a little bit of traveling, vacation time for the homies, for the fam. Got to get the good vacation time in. Pent in by a weird tropical storm and all that stuff, but hey, we right back at it though. Appreciate y'all stopping past, checking out the pod for, I don't know, however long this pod happens to last for this episode. We'll see how it go. We'll get into some. We'll get into some pretty cool stuff. We'll listen to me go ahead and admit that I was wrong about some stuff. We'll talk about that. And we'll get into a little bit of food slander. It's funny how it popped up right when I was going to go ahead and talk about it. So we'll get into a little bit of that. But on my last episode, I had this conversation with y'all about how I thought the NBA playoffs were boring, and I gave all of these reasons why. And I was like, the NBA finals will probably be trash, but I'll still be watching anyway. So I'm here to tell you, yeah, LP was 200% wrong on that. And like I told y'all when I first started this pod, when I'm wrong, I'll be more than happy to let you know that I was. I'll explain my reasoning on why I thought what I thought. So, I mean, that's what it is. This has been an extremely entertaining finals. I mean, it's been up there with, I would say, since 2010. This is probably top 2 or 3 amongst the most entertaining finals that we've seen so far. It's going to be very difficult to top what happened in what was that, 20, I think it was 2017, when the Cavs won their first title with LeBron. So it's tough to top that, but what we seeing here is absolutely amazing. And my rationale was this, and this is not me going like, well, I was wrong because, I was wrong, flat out. I can tell you why I thought what I thought, but it still doesn't change the fact that I missed the mark completely on this. And I'm happy I did, because we've been posted up watching every finals game. It's been great. But here was my rationale, and here's what made me wrong. For one, I didn't think that the Bucks should have made it to the finals. I thought they got pretty lucky. I mean, they played the Nets, and the Nets had a puffy James Harden, and they had no Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant still almost pulled it out, like by himself, and some more squad members from the Nets. So I'm like, the Bucks made about a hairs of their chins. And then I look over at Phoenix, and quiet as it's kept, real talk, a lot of people won't admit this, but the Phoenix Suns have gotten a little bit lucky. They got to play the Lakers, not at full strength. They got to play the Clippers, not at full strength. They dusted out the Nuggets. Definitely give them that. But you're looking at two teams who, honestly, if we talk in a normal year, they might not be here. And that's just me being honest. And who's to say if the Bucks pull it out in game 7 and the Nets are fully staffed? But it'll be a whole lot tougher. Same thing for the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns were second in the league. They were second in the Western Conference. I mean, they had a good squad. But you're looking at the Lakers, and they had lost a whole lot of pieces. And you're looking at the Clippers, and they lost a whole lot of pieces. I took all this into consideration, and I'm like, yeah, this might not be the finals move. This might be kind of but wrong, super wrong. Because you're looking at two super competitive teams, and it's their time, and they realize it's their time, and they're playing like it, and they're so evenly matched. And that's something else I didn't look at when I first saw this series shape up. I didn't realize how evenly matched these two teams were. The Bucks real I mean, the real thing they have over everybody else, well, the real thing they have over the Suns, their advantage is the fact that they have a bona fide superstar to win the NBA Finals. And I've said this before: to win a championship, you need to have at least one bona fide superstar. I'm not sure if the Suns have that. They have Devin Booker, who is an extremely good player, and they have Chris Paul, who is an extremely good player. But you're looking at Giannis, and you can't duplicate a Giannis. Giannis is absolutely incredible, and they just built the pieces around him. And there was a whole lot of talk about how Giannis needs to go to another team to get his title, how he needs to do this, how he needs to do that. It's really refreshing to see that not only did he not do that, but he had faith in the teammates that were already there. That's really refreshing to see. I feel like that could serve as a template to other players that are in the league that are kind of looking to do the same thing, aka Damian Lillard or something like that. But they did go and get pieces to help out Giannis too. So, and honestly, super teams are always around. People are dumping on the Nets, people are dumping on the Lakers, people are dumping on the Warriors for creating quote unquote super teams. But I mean, they've had super teams since the 70s. I mean, since the 80s. There have been super teams all throughout the history of the NBA. It's one way to win. I mean, you get Worthy and Kareem, and you get Magic on the Lakers, super team. I mean, you get Pippen, and you get Kukoc, and you get Jordan, and you get Rodman on the Bulls, super team. You can't win it by yourself. And I feel like what we're looking at with Phoenix and Milwaukee is that exact fact. People are realizing you're not going to win titles alone. It doesn't work that way. So, this has been a great finals to watch. It's been absolutely awesome. I feel like the Bucks are going to take it in 7. We're looking at game 6 coming up pretty soon. But I just don't see the Suns giving up and mailing it in. And there's a lot of people out there that's like, oh well, the Bucks won the last 3 games, and they look good doing it. But these are the same people that were writing off the Bucks after game 2. They were like, the Suns are up 2 games to none. The Suns look super good. It's over for the Bucks. So I'm not about to just write off the Suns right now. I feel like the Bucks are going to take it, but I feel like it's going to be a 7-game series. I just can't see the Suns losing in 6. The way this series is going, it's been so back and forth, and the teams are so evenly matched. It's going to be about the third and the fourth quarters. The first and the second quarters, they're kind of like, you're setting that scene and everything. But after the second quarter, they hit the locker room and they come back. That third quarter, that's going to be where we see either a team pull away or we're going to see them trade and blow for blow. One of those two things are going to happen. And of course, that's kind of how it normally trends. But I think in this game six is going to be really, really key because if you watch a team pull away, I'm not sure if the other team is going to be able to come back because there's going to be so much adrenaline pumping, the whole pressure breaks pipes thing and all that stuff. If you watch a team pull away in the third quarter, we might see a blowout. I don't see a fourth quarter where if a team is up 10 or 11, I don't know if a team is going to just chip away at that. So if the Bucks or the Suns can get up double digits in the third quarter, that'll be key. If you don't see that happen in the third quarter, I don't think there'll be any separation at all. And I think we're just going to see them tight all the way down to the finish. So I really think that third quarter is going to be key in this game. So we'll definitely see what happens. Can't say I enjoy being wrong, but in this instance, I'm I'm kind of happy that I was because who wants to watch a boring finals? Even if I predicted that the finals would be boring, I don't want to see it be boring. I mean, I want to watch some good quality hoop, and we're not gonna see NBA hoop after this until what? Um, it might be coming up closer than we think. I keep forgetting pandemic, 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 but we're still not going to get any for a grip. So it's best to get good playoff hoop in instead of watching like a 4 or 5 game blowout of a series. So really happy it worked out this way. Um, the Olympics are coming up too. So normally there's a big hubbub about the Olympics. Um, I can kind of say that not really feeling it as much. COVID, it's just really throwing a damper on everything. And that's the expectation. I mean, these Olympics are gonna feel so much different until they start. I think once the Olympics start, I think everything kind of goes back to normal, and you kind of get that sense of okay, their arenas are empty, but they're playing the games, and it'll look sort of similar to what we've been seeing. I think the trick is getting to the starting gate. That's been the trick for college football. That was the trick for college basketball. That was the trick for pretty much any sport. Once they started, they were fine. There were very few issues once they started. The problem is actually getting to the starting gate. That seems to be the toughest issue for any league or any sporting event that wants to start up in these present times with COVID running rampant in certain countries and regions, and even in America. When people say, pre pandemic and post pandemic, like it's not over, and we're still seeing symptoms, we're still seeing spikes. So people go over to Japan and things aren't necessarily different. It's kind of the same because you're looking at regions where some people care about the virus more than others, but they're all mixing together. And at some point, they're going to have to try to start the Olympics. I just don't see a scenario where the Olympics get canceled again. I feel like that's a whole lot of money that's going down the tube with no tangible product. In the Olympic landscape, I was surprised that it happened the first time. I'm like, to cancel the Olympics, this must be something serious. Or to postpone it anyway. But to postpone it again, which there are like some rumors saying that, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I feel like it is outside of the realm of possibility. I just don't see it happening. I do see a lot of things being scaled back. There may be instances where there's an athlete that was about to compete and then an athlete can't compete right before the event. I can see something like that happening. But as far as canceling the Olympics or postponing it after it's postponed already, like we're calling this the 2020 games and we're in the year 2021, I just don't see it happening again. Not twice. So it's really up to the athletes to try to stay as safe as possible. And it's up to the fans not to create unrealistic expectations of what the Olympics should be as opposed to what they usually are. It's not that. This is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to look the same. And I think once we see the opening ceremonies on Friday, we'll get a sense for how different these Olympics will look with no fans, nothing like that in attendance. It'll be different. To me, it'll be the same because everything's been different. So to hear something be different is more like status quo nowadays, I think. We just need to adjust our brains to understand that this is not 2019. This is not 2018. What we're dealing with now is going to look different for the foreseeable future. I feel like a lot of people had this time clock in their head going like, once we hit this stage, everything's going to flip back into place. There's going to be a light switch that's flipped. Boom, no mask. We're right back out here doing what we've been doing. And it's not going to move like that. I mean, there's going to be fits and starts. You're going to see things go up and down. We may have to go back a little bit to move forward. It's going to be like that. I just don't think people understand enough about how progress works. When you're progressing, there are going to be times where you stop. And this virus is proving that. You're trying to fight something and everybody needs to be on the same page. And if they're not, you're going to see more fits and starts. I mean, it's not hard to wear a mask. Even if you don't want to get vaccinated, I mean, I'm not here to judge anybody. I mean, some people may have different preferences or whatever. Even if you don't want to get vaccinated, we can still wear a mask. We can still keep people safe. But if we're not doing those things, then we're going to see stuff like this happen with the Olympics on a regular basis. And we're going to have to wear a mask and have these mask mandates everywhere that we go because we're not all working together. We don't have one common accord. It's a whole lot of me, 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 instead of what's good for everybody around me. So in that attitude, certain things are going to suffer. We're going to have to lose some things. We can't have everything that we want if we behave in a way that's selfish. It just doesn't work that way. This my cake and eat it too attitude is prevalent everywhere. So if it doesn't stop, there'll be certain things that we can do and there'll be certain things that we can't do. And being at the Olympics is one of those things that we can't do. And what I'm hoping is that they get to the starting gate because history has shown us, well, this short block of history has shown us that once you can start the event, it's much easier to manage everything. It's very tough to manage everything in the beginning because you don't know what everybody's doing. Once everybody's in one contained spot, it's so much easier. So I think the Olympic Committee is more like, just get them here. Once you get them here, we can make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, or else they won't be able to compete. But the longer that they're spread out, the athletes are, the longer that they're spread out and they're not under the Olympic protocols and stuff like that, we're going to see a lot of cases pop up. So everybody out there, I would say get vaccinated. That's what I would say. But I'm not here to go like, okay, get vaccinated or else. So, I mean, at minimum, we should all be wearing masks. I mean, at minimum. And that's my thing on it, to be quite honest. So you got a Cincy fan talking with LP. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Princess and I'm Queen. This is Daddy.
You have to say, and this is a Cincy fan talking with LP.
And this is a sensitive fan talking with LP Daddy.
Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What's up? We are back. You got a Cincy fan talking with LP, and this is LP. One of the homies sent me this clip on Twitter with this Mets broadcaster during the Mets and the Reds game, just completely trashing Skyline Chili. And I mean, honestly, for me, and I'm just being honest when I say this, you got a large group in our house. Like we're all humongous Cincinnati chili fans. Like we'll eat the Skyline chili and the Gold Star chili. We'll eat it all day. Like it's not a problem. Like our kids have grown up on Skyline chili to the point where we go to other cities and they're asking, "Hey, can we get chili?" And we gotta let them know like it's not gonna be the same. Like it won't look like the chili that we eat. And they broken hearted. Like they faces like what? But I guess I'm different. I completely get why people look at Skyline chili or Cincinnati style chili and go like, "What the hell?" Like I get it completely. That's why when people say, "No, I'm not," I'm not eating that. I'm not. I'm like, I get it. It's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste. Like I'm lucky enough to have acquired that taste, and I consume it loyally. Like that's my thing. But it's and I've worked with people. I mean, I got friends that live here in Cincinnati who go like, I will never eat Cincinnati style chili, like ever. And they live here. Like, I work with them. They the homies, and they like, I'm not eating that trash. They like, I'm not fooling with it. And I'm like, cool. Can you hand me your plate? Like, can you give me your coney? I would appreciate that. Just go ahead and let me get that. I mean, my thing is, I'm I'm not about to be out here questioning people's stuff, questioning people's taste when it comes to city food. That's because it's a city thing. If you kind of like outside of the city and you looking at Cincinnati style chili and going like, "Ugh, that's nasty." You probably not from here, or you just not feeling it, and I'm good with that. I have the same reactions when I go to other places and I try their stuff. I go like, how do you do that? Like how are you eating that? And they go like, man, you just don't know. And I go like, I guess I don't know. Like I don't have that knowledge. I don't want that knowledge. And I'm assuming that people feel that way about Cincinnati style chili. So I'm like, hey, what can you do? We went to Detroit one time. We had this teachers conference. Basically, everybody from the entire um, conglomerate that school was in, because it was a charter school. So you got people that work in different states that are part of this charter school unit. So we all had to meet in Detroit for this super big, I don't know, this whole get to know you convention or whatever, where basically you walk around and you shake hands with people and you sit through all of these boring professional developments where you can tell that the speaker is talking just to talk. and they're not really teaching anything. I really don't like the super humongous professional developments because, like, how can you learn anything from them when there's like 17 billion people inside of them, and the presenter's just trying to make jokes and be funny and make you laugh? Like, what are we learning? But we had to stay there for 2 days, and we all got to get something to eat. And we all decided to step out, and we went to, I think, a Detroit, Coney Island, or something like that. So it's all of us. It's the wife, who we happen to work at the exact same school. She's a teacher as well. Um, Side note: all this stuff about not working with your spouse and stuff like that, that's severely overblown. Um, you have to understand all of the benefits of working with your spouse. First off, the wife and I never saw each other during the day. Uh, like, it was the only times we saw each other were at the end of the school day, when we would drive home and talk about our days. And every now and again, we see each other in the hallway and we pass by each other. I say, "Hey, Mrs. Parker," and she say, "Hey, Mr. Parker," and it was kind of funny. And then the kids would kind of look at us like, "Ain't y'all married?" And we go like, "Yeah, this is Mrs. Parker." Like, and the weirdest part was she taught kindergarten and I taught eighth grade. So whenever there was like a problem or something like that, she would just kind of send one of her kids into the classroom to send me a message or something like that. And it would be like these teeny tiny kids coming into the classroom. And my big eighth grade kids would be looking like, "Oh," and you could just see like the embarrassment on their little faces. Overall, it's a really good experience working with the spouse. The best part is, whenever I'm talking about somebody that I work with, she knows exactly who the person is. There's no backstory necessary. "Oh yeah, so and so. That's the one who." No, all I gotta do is say, "Well, so and so," and she's like, "Yeah, I know her," and immediately the conversation can begin. It makes it a lot easier to discuss the day. Well, of course, you got to kind of like portion off a time period, and you got to go like, "Okay, you get to talk from this time to this time about how crappy your day was. Then I get to talk from this time to this time about how crappy my day was." Like, we got to like lay out certain blocks. You know what I mean? It kind of had to go like that. But overall, I had to throw that quick side note in. Um, it wasn't a bad experience at all. I think we worked together for 4 years. It was really really cool. Saved us a ton on gas too. I mean, there was that other perk, and you always got somebody to eat lunch with, and that was super cool. So anyway, we're in the Detroit Coney Island, and we sit down and we decide to order conies. We're like, "How can you mess up a coney? We eat them in Cincinnati all the time. Good." So we about to all smash on the conies. It's like 10 of us, and there are like Detroit police officers at a table on the other side. So it's a big group of teachers and a big group of cops. Everybody's just kind of chilling. We're speaking to the cops, they're speaking to us. They sit the conies in front of us, and we're like, "Nah, we ordered conies." They say, "Yeah, these are the conies." Be like, "These are not what we expected." I don't know if it was like an inverted coney or something like that, but all of the coney stuff that we love was on the bottom, and there was only chili on the top. And we're like, "This is sacrilegious to Cincinnati chili nature," because where we're from, all of that good chili and all that stuff, that's on top of the coney. You can't see chili. You can't see. You can't see bun. You can't see hot dog. All you can see is a big heap of shredded cheddar cheese, and that's coney living right there. That's coney life. You pick it up, and cheese just falls everywhere, and that's just meal number two when you finish with the coney. But this is not right. And we looking like, no. So you can see us one by one just kind of like pushing it over to the side, because we like, "No, we're not doing this." And there's like one or two brave ones that are like eating it, and they looking like, "Nah, this ain't the move." And looking back on it, it wasn't like it wasn't a move. It was just Detroit style conies, and we really didn't fool with Detroit style conies. Me biting into one a little bit later, because I mean you gotta eat. We took them home. We wasn't about to waste money. We bite into them later, and we like, these ain't half bad. Like, it ain't what we eat, but these ain't half bad. It just kind of took us a minute to understand that everybody don't do it like we do it, and that's the thing that we got to understand about food and stuff like that. Everybody just don't get down the same way. They just don't. So you go down to Texas and they calling everything Coke, even though you ordered an orange Fanta or something like that. That just blew me away. My uncle's from Texas, and he comes up here and he's like, "Let me get a Coke." So we slide him a Coke, and he like, "Nah, man, I wanted a Dr. Pepper." And we like, "Why don't you just say that?" Cause I'm like, "Come on, man." Like, come on, Unc, you killing me right now. Like, say what you mean. You taught me to say what I mean. He's like, "Man, don't make me smack you." I'm like, look, so what kind of Coke you want? So I don't want to smoke with that guy. I don't know, what is he, like 20 years older than me and still buff. I don't need those problems. But to kind of wrap it up in a big bow, I'm not about to be upset with people that don't feel my food choices. And I saw a whole lot of people that was on Twitter just lighting us the broadcaster up, just giving him the business. Like, how dare you? You could never. Like, it's not that deep. I don't think you know what he missing. Like, I'm just saying. But on the outside looking in, when they make, you know how when they do the little screen where they say "Welcome to Cincinnati" and they show somebody hands only making the chili with the noodles and all of that stuff. I could see people going like, "Bruh, Cincinnati stomachs must be made of steel, cuz like, like how y'all eating that?" Like, I could see a lot of people thinking that, and you know what? I can't fault them. And to turn y'all stomachs for real, Skyline got this thing they do like around St. Patrick's Day, where they'll like make your 3-way with green noodles and stuff like that. Yeah, that's where LP jumps off the boat. Like, that's where he goes head first into, yeah, we're not doing that territory. I mean, you asking a lot from us to smash on this food the way it is and to find it appealing, because it is. You're asking a lot. But then to compound the issue, we putting green noodles under it and then putting the chili on and then putting the cheese. Nope. No, sir. Uh, Again, these are problems I don't need, because then I eat it and then I get sick, and then people are like, "Well, it was green anyway," and I'm like, "Damn, it was green. Wow, that's problematic for me. Like, why did I do that? Why did I why did I give that to myself?" I don't know. I do know that my kids are probably gonna ask for Skyline Chili tonight, and we will pull up, and they do know us by name. So, hey, that's what we on. Um, we're gonna go ahead and tip on out. Definitely appreciate y'all rocking with us. Know it's been a couple of been here for a week, been out for two. It's that vacation schedule, but we definitely right back at it. So appreciate y'all for riding with us, and as always, life is good. Catch y'all next week. Peace out. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.